me, Quita, aka Malaysian Quita, and I want to welcome you back once again to another episode of Sin TV Now. For today's episode, this is definitely going to be a very tough issue and topic to talk about today. For our juicy topic of the day, we're going to be talking all about why are there not a lot of black women that are interested in gaming and just playing video games in general? Because this is a common question that I have seen, and even a question that's been answered to me from time to time. And I don't know why some people think it's strange for like women of color to play video games, but I'm going to be sharing with you my experiences and maybe give some insight from my perspective, because of course I cannot speak for all black women out there. All I can do is, give my perspective on the issue, okay? So for what I decided to do also is I'm going to have two main games, and then in between, because I am doing this show every other day, in between these two main games, then what will happen is I will also, between the two main games, I'll also be playing like other games as well. So I had to pick this game because you know me, I am definitely someone who enjoys playing much older games, but this is a game that I could not pass up. I am a huge fan. I love tactical RPGs, and I like a tactical RPG that has a fantastic, a really, really, really good storyline. And what's really interesting about this game is called Stella Deuce, The Gate of Eternity. This game is made by Atlas. Atlas is known for their RPGs, and they have a whole bunch of amazing ones that I definitely want to be able to play in the near future. Okay, so one thing I also wanted to do is I felt it was really important, okay, to me, that I talk about people who are gamers that are absolutely amazing and are doing a very fantastic job here on Twitch, right? So what ended up happening was I had someone who followed me and checked me out, and I really appreciate her for doing this. So what I'm going to be doing is every week I will have what I like to call the featured streamer of the week. And I've really been enjoying watching all different types of streamers on Twitch, and let me tell you, there are many, many good ones out there that don't always get recognized and don't always get the respect that I feel personally that they deserve to get. So, to kick this off, to start it off, our featured streamer of the week is Charm. Not only is she's so naturally gorgeous, right? Just beautiful, okay? But she is just so well-rounded. She has a wide variety of interests in gaming and just so nice, such a nice person overall. So definitely please go and support her. You can check her out on her Twitter, which is twitter.com/SoCharmed, and then, or Charmed, pardon me. And then her Twitch too is really good. I mean, she has such a interesting sense of humor. She's brilliant. Okay, brilliant to me. And that is twitch.tv/CharmedTV. I will have the link below so you can check her out. And hey, who knows? Maybe you might be the next featured streamer of the week. Now, here's another incentive that I'm going to add to this, is that if I do pick you as being the streamer of the week, and I'm going to be mainly focusing on people that I feel are underrated and not taken seriously. what I will do is I will interview you here on Sin TV Now. So I thought that was a nice kind of incentive, and I cannot wait. I really hope that I do get an interview with Charmed, because she just has a great personality, and she just seems to be a wonderful person, and so nice too. You know, like, niceness is something that's really disappearing from our society these days. So let's get into this other main game we're going to be playing besides Mass Effect. This game is called Stella Deuce, The Gate of Eternity. So here's a little bit more information about the game, of course, from Wikipedia. So Stella Deuce, which is known in the West as Stella Deuce, The Gate of Eternity, and I'm just paraphrasing here a little bit, is a tactical role-playing game that is co-developed by Atlas and Pine Grove for the PlayStation 2, and was published in Japan, or it was published in Japan and North America by Atlas. And it's a great, like, this game has such an interesting storyline. So you get to control 6 characters, and you go through all these different story-driven tactical type missions revolving around positioning, assigning equipment, and the special skills of individual characters. So I'm not going to give away the whole story because we're going to let it unfold. But you play this protagonist named Spiro, okay? So Spiro is a young man who is pretty much stuck between 2 different religious factions and beliefs. And yeah, it's just a really, I love these type of hero games. They're really, oh, it's really wonderful. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get into it. Oh my gosh, we have RavenHoney. I cannot believe. Yes. Okay, freaks and geeks, if you do not know this woman, you need to know her. I will also have the link below too. To me, she is very underrated, and she is absolutely hilarious and brilliant. So, hey. Okay, so Raven says, OMG, did you drop some? Yes, I did lose some weight. I did. I had to come back strong, girl. So, but yeah. Oh, and you did find a bunch of black female gamers. That is awesome. It really is. But for some reason, I don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and generalize, but I just feel that, like, there's this assumption and a belief too a little bit that there's not many of us that are into gaming, you know? It's, oh, and you know, girl, I got that highlight, girl. No, I'll be glowing. And do you know this is actually eyeshadow that I have on my cheeks. Oh, it's great. It's so great. You know I be glowing, girl. You know I be glowing. Okay. So with this, let's get out of this, if I can. I need to get a better controller. I was so mad. So mad. I love Raven. Raven is great. I will have a link below to her Twitch, and we need to get an interview too with her. She is amazing. She's absolutely amazing, and I want to get as many interviews with as many, to me, underrated streamers here on Twitch that I can. Okay, so yes, let's play Stella Deuce, The Gate of Eternity. Okay, so I have to get another controller because this controller, and this is on the PS2. Hopefully I can get a PS4 in the next like 2-3 weeks. That's what I'm praying on, because I definitely need to play some Sword Art Online. Okay, I actually just started watching. I just finished up, coming to finish up the first season. But apparently the second season of Sword Art Online is supposed to suck. So I will be doing a review on that here on Sin TV Now. So, yeah, you know. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so, yeah, you know what I mean? That would be cool. That really would be cool. That would be cool, Raven, for sure. All right, so I'm like getting all distracted. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay, so let's play some Stella Deuce here. And, okay, let's see what I was doing there. Okay, so you do have the tutorial. We won't go over that. You can buy the game and do it on your own time. No, I'm not gonna be messy like that. Okay, so we'll start a new game, and pretty much that I always like playing games with subtitles for a couple of reasons, and this is not me to like generalize or to make assumptions, but I always think about like the deaf community and people that are hard of hearing too. So I really like to play games that have text in it, like have words in it, just for those of you who don't have hearing, or you know, you just enjoy reading the game as well. So I always try to do that. Oh, you're so excited. I know, I'm back. No, I have to. Okay, let's go over the story here, okay, of what got me to talk about this juicy topic of the day. It's just that from time to time, I get this look. I think every woman of color, okay, even outside of black women, like as soon as you have any type of geek type interest, or if you have any kind of just if you kind of step outside the stereotypes and the expectations of what people assume a woman of color is supposed to be, I'm always in this position of being in a rock and a hard place. I mean, first off, the thing that I have to deal with is like I'm not black enough. You know, I need to be more black. And I get confused with that sometimes by like, what do you mean by that? Like, what does it mean to be more black? I'm already black. You know, this is who I am. So what else do I need to do? You know, and that can be frustrating. And then on top of that, if you like games and stuff like that, I have to be honest, when people think about gaming and geek related stuff, it's mainly white people. Not trying to be racist, but most of the time people think of white people being interested in this type of stuff. So I think that's the reason why, because I've been trying to figure this out. Like, you know, I just started doing Twitch again, and I'm trying to figure out, why isn't there a lot of black women doing this? Is it because the equipment is expensive a little bit? Is it because of discouragement? Because trust me, okay, I'm going to do a separate episode alone on, you know, I will do a separate episode alone on just how it's like being a woman of color on Twitch. Like, I'm going to do that separately. I think I'll do that for the next episode. But I really wanted to answer this question because I've been trying to kind of figure it out. Like, why isn't there many? Like, why? And I think there's a couple of reasons, okay? The first thing, like I said earlier, it might just be the equipment, though. Because what I found out is that doing Twitch can get really expensive. Okay, first off, you gotta make sure you have a good, you know, build if you decide to go the PC route. And then you also, if you have a console, you gotta make sure you're like trying to keep up with the game, you know, and all of that. And then Raven says, yes, I'm in the same boat, no fucks given. Yeah, I feel that way sometimes, where I feel like I put a lot into excuse me, and I'm sorry, I got some indigestion today. It's absolutely horrible, freaks, let me tell you. But yeah, it's just, it gets really frustrating. And I'm just like, you know, I put a lot into doing this. And what I mean by putting into, it's like the time that I take to do the research on these games and finding out what type of genre they come from, understanding the story. It's no use. And I just feel like people don't take me seriously because of my race. Like, I feel like if I was white, maybe, because it's, and this is not me saying that white people don't go through stuff, because they do, but I'm just keeping it real. I feel like if I was white and I was doing this, I think I would get a little bit more respect, because women of color who do gaming don't get respect at all. We don't get taken seriously. actually, most of the time, they think that we only got into gaming because of our boyfriend or because of a, you know, some type of man. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we also have to acknowledge that
I don't have time to collect
that women get women get into gaming because of their own accord, okay? Like for me, how I got interested in gaming was the storylines. I just thought it was so fascinating how these people come together and they come up with these really elaborate storylines and trying to figure out how to put those pieces together so that it makes a cohesive story. And that's what really got me into gaming. And I've always loved gaming. You know, I'm not into gaming because of, you know, a boyfriend or something like that. That's stupid to me. You know, you should get into gaming because you actually like it, okay? So, yeah, I mean, the equipment can be expensive if you are, you know, if you're starting to do streaming through, like, your console, that's a little bit different. I don't know why, but Visor is so hot to me for some reason. I think it's the hair, maybe. I think it's the hair, yeah. But you know, it's just kind of frustrating. And then the second thing that I have to deal with, and this is kind of off topic, but I'll still talk about it anyway. I don't know why some people give me a hard time. I don't know why people give me a hard time for playing older games. It's like, I like older games, and that's what this show is about. There's nothing wrong with the newer stuff. I play newer games from time to time. But I like kind of giving respect to these games that are forgotten, you know? And it's just, I don't know. It can be really frustrating, though. But let's get back into it here. I think the second reason, besides the equipment, because a lot of us are not taught about technology in the way that white people are taught about technology per se. I know there are exceptions to the rule, but it's kind of like technology amongst like white people and other cultural groups is normalized, but not for us. It's like if you like anything that's geeky as a person of color, you get made fun of. I mean, I can clearly remember like growing up that I was constantly under, you know, teasing. I was made fun of for liking the things that I like. Like, you know, I really like anime. I'm really into anime, right? I got constantly teased for it, to the point where I stopped telling people. As crazy as that sounds, I actually stopped telling people that I liked anime just because I did not want to deal with the rejection. Okay? And this was a time in my life where I had very, very low self-esteem.
I still need to
It was really frustrating. Just like what Raven is saying, you know, they paved the way, you know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's just really aggravating, you know. And then I think another reason too, it's just not seen, like I was saying earlier, it's not normalized. It's not like when you think of like white people in gaming, it's normalized because it's normal to see white people like getting video games and stuff. And you know what's even more frustrating is when you're a woman of color and you go into a video gaming store, okay? And no one wants to talk to you, or they kind of give you suggestions based on common stereotypical games that girls would buy or women would buy, okay? And that to me is the highest insult, because I feel like if I go into a video game store or any kind of geek type store, you should be asking me open-ended questions to help me to figure out what I'm looking for or what I'm interested in, right? It's really frustrating, let me tell you.
This world is dying, even as we speak.
It just makes me mad because I don't think that people of color should have to, like, some people of color should feel discouraged in regards to getting into gaming. I'm gonna do it. Like, I told myself that all I want to do is make it and give a positive and more intellectual kind of experiences and talking about it. It's not an easy thing to talk about because a lot of times, sometimes people won't understand and they just think you're trying to be racist. But it's just frustrating to me that people of color always have to work harder in order to get recognized and in order to get respected. And that's another reason why I think some black women get discouraged, is because they try really hard. They put in the work. They do all the things that everybody else is doing, and they're not getting respect. Or we're being looked at as like a ratchet streamer or something like that, which is absolutely ridiculous. My race should not have anything to do with my gaming ability. Am I the best gamer in the world? No, I'm not. But
time to waste.
I like to entertain and educate. That's the type of show I like doing. I know it's an acquired taste and it may not be for everybody, but I really think that in order for black women to be more successful on here, we have to be taken seriously. And the only way we're going to be taken seriously is if more of us take that initiative to do it. I know it can be frustrating. It's aggravating when you have to deal with like, it's frustrating when you have to deal with the racist comments and like, that's the reason why I've been gone for so long, was because I seriously had a breakdown. I seriously had a breakdown, but then I had to tell myself, you know what, enough's enough. I need to break this door down that is stopping so many intellectual black women, Asian women, Latinas, just all women of all different races from, like, they're stopping themselves from doing this, And don't get me wrong, are there tons of people of color doing this? Yes. But not at the level that it should be, in my opinion. And then here's the other thing, and I have to keep it real. Sometimes it's your own people that can make it frustrating. And just hear me out. What I mean by this is sometimes our own people will discourage us from doing something different or doing something outside of what is expected of our culture. And that can also cause a frustration, especially for black women, because we already have enough stereotypes to deal with. We're the angry black woman. We have to look like Beyonce or Nicki Minaj, and there's just no room for anything else. I'm a big woman, okay? Yes, I have lost some weight, but I am still a big person. I believe in wellness and taking care of myself. I am not going to drive myself crazy trying to look like perfect. I am not meant to look like Beyonce. I am not meant to look like Nicki Minaj. I am meant to look like myself. And it's taken me years to accept myself because of this type of negativity that I'm talking about today. But yeah, there is a lot of dialogue in this game, so I'm just trying to get through the main
I guess I don't understand.
dialogue. Okay, so Raven says, "What's your cup of tea, woman?" Okay, what do you mean by that? Like, what's my what type of men I like? Like, what's going on here? Okay, so let's see here.
I don't even know how your Argarian works. I read it in my mind.
Yeah, cause I don't know. Like, I mean, I like all different types of tea. Okay. I mean, I enjoy, I love, my favorite tea though is from Celestial Seasonings, and it's called Sleepy Time Honey Tea. When I tell you I drink that, I go right to sleep. It's beautiful. Oh no, what's happening? What was that? Oh, of course. The evil ones have returned.
It seems the time has come to test that.
All right, so we gotta test out that swordsmanship. Let's do this. But yeah, it is very frustrating. I mean, those are just a couple of the things. I mean, it's the equipment, it's the lack of respect. Because let me tell you, the amount of times, like, you get called the N-word. In my case, I get called like a mammy. I get called because I sound white apparently, which is kind of ridiculous to me. I sound like myself, I get called like a coon, and I'm culturally appropriating and stuff like that. And it is very frustrating. I really feel that other people of color should not discourage other people of color from gaming. You know, there's actually value to gaming if you really take the time to understand it, and that's just my personal opinion. Okay, so this is how the game works here. Okay, so what you do is you have these tiles, and then you use them to move forward, and then that's it. So then you, okay, so I can't move this character. Okay, so then start is, okay, so now we finished it here. Alright, so now we're starting our mission, so. Aha! Raven says, can I just compliment ya again on the weight life or whatever? Hey, you know what? I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so let's get him over here. And, well, I can't do anything else, so. Alright, let's finish here. But yeah, you know, it took me a long time to lose this weight, girl. Let me tell you. You know? Yeah, I just feel it comes from both sides for black women. You know, we get the hate from okay, the one thing I want to clarify is I'm not saying this is all black people, okay? But you get the hate from your own people, and then you get the hate from people who don't understand who you are. So black women, to me, in 2017, we are in a rock in the hard place. Because we just can't get any type of satisfaction or peace. Because we're always being made fun of. We're always the butt of everybody's joke. And I would say in regards to the gaming community, we are definitely not respected. And until enough of us start speaking out on this, and we are not afraid to speak out on it, and we don't hesitate, and we let people know how we feel, that's the only way that change is really going to happen in regards to people of color, and even outside of women in the gaming community, because black men are definitely disrespected in the gaming community to a certain extent, you know? So it is going to be interesting to see like what many of you freaks and geeks think about this topic today, but it's one that really bothers me to the very deepest, darkest parts of my heart, because I really want change. Our society is going through a really rough time right now where people just can't accept people for who they are. You know, well, some people cannot accept people for who they are. And that is really frustrating, you know, and it's sad. And all I want to do is I would love to just give a better perspective to women of color in gaming. And that's why I came back. It was very tough for me, let me tell you. Yeah, it was not easy for me, let me tell you. I had a really bad breakdown, and wait, can I attack? Let's see. Oh no, I can't. Okay. So okay, so we'll have to finish. Okay, so let's confirm that. Okay, so we're gonna just have to keep moving until we get to the enemy here. Alright. Can I attack now? No, I can't. See, there's not a lot of space in this game. Okay, now I believe I can attack. Alright, let's go here. And, okay, so now we can do... Let's see. Let's try doing a team attack. There we go. Taking him out. Perfect. Okay, oh, he gets 2 moves. That's pretty cool. Alright, so let's go over here. And let's attack. Let's see here. Come on. Alright. There you go. Use that lightsaber like you mean it. Alright, so I'm gonna probably attack again. There we go. Took him out. Love it. But you know, it's just annoying, you know. And then oh, Raven had a very good point too. I'm glad you're speaking out on this. You do have a point. For me, in the greater scheme of things, I'm gonna do me with the exception that everybody won't like me. And yeah, that's what I've had to do. I mean, when I had my breakdown and all the health problems that I was dealing with too last year, I had to really sit down and look deep down inside of myself and ask the following question: why do I do this? And the answer that I came up with is the reason why I do this is because I want to make a difference. And I know that I am very unconventional for being a person of color because of my interests, you know. And I'm just trying to really help to break down these stereotypes, because I really feel it's time, especially for women of color, to not always be marginalized upon basic stereotypes that have been replicated for multiple generations. And that's just me personally. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a team attack. Oh, I went too far. Okay, so let's team attack this fool. There we go. And we'll team attack again. Alright, we took them all out. Yes. Mission complete. I like the sound of this. But yeah, I couldn't really deal with the hate really well, though. I'll be honest with all of you. It wasn't easy for me. Like, there were days that I would read, you know, comments where people were calling me the N-word, or people were saying that I sound like a man and all this stuff. And it really broke me down. And what I think where my strength comes from now is that I really want to make a difference. I really want to bring forth social equality, because at the end of the day, I don't care what race you are. If you enjoy gaming, if you like, you know, geek culture, and you appreciate some of the, you know, and we can have differences too, but if you appreciate some of the stuff that I do and you respect me as a person, I'm going to reciprocate that respect to you. But I'm getting sick and tired of the disrespect that happens to black women. It's really, really foul. And especially black women who enjoy gaming. I mean, I'm reading articles of stories of women of color, even outside of black women, that they don't show their faces while they're playing games because they don't want to deal with the ridicule. And isn't that sad? That's the reason why I decided to show my face, is because I want to set that example to show that it is okay to be who you are, and that there's no shame in, you know, I used to feel that for years. Like, I used to really be ashamed of who I am, just because I got it from both sides. You know, I wasn't black enough to some black people, but then, you know, because of the way that I talk, apparently, people would say I sounded white. So I never could fit in anywhere. It's frustrating. It really is frustrating when you're just trying to be yourself. Okay, so yeah, we completed the mission here. We got the Vigor seed. Awesome stuff. Alright, so let's see how this story is going to unfold here. And it's just been, you know,
I see that the
yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I do have it is a topic that really needs to be discussed, because I feel that you know, people of color need to be respected in regards to the gaming community. I don't care if you're Asian, Latino, it's just important, you know. I think it's time that we all respect each other. And this is not saying that that's not already happening. It is. But I don't know why it's still a struggle for black women to be respected as gamers. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure all of us are tired of being called a coon. You know, I'm sure all of us are tired of being called nappy-headed. And I'm sure many of us are tired of just the discrimination that we have to deal with from time to time. You know, it's very, very frustrating. So it really is. So, all right, let's see what's going on here.
Killed all those soldiers. What other tricks do you know?
She's really evil, I have to say, though. She is really, really evil.
Who are you?
Alright, let's see who this woman is.
Greetings.
And the thing I love about this game, too, is that it's just the artwork is so gorgeous, too. I really, really enjoy it, and I will be getting into a little bit more details about the game as we play here. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, this is just my opinion, you know. So, okay, so I'm gonna Raven's opinion on this topic that we're talking about today.
A lot of what people say. I mean, there's a lot to it. People layer these dynamics into one thing, and that's why they can't make a fucking equation out of it.
Right.
Because it's not just racism. There's racism, and then there's like social media influences, how we're portrayed, and then we're women also.
Right.
So that's another dynamic to stack onto it. And then there's classism. Like, I'm a poor ass black girl. I grew up from the gutter motherfucker, and I'm gonna work I work my ass off. You know, I'm working my way up and do the things, whatever I need to do. And there's I know African Americans who have had money and not had my same similar struggles in the same skin. So there's a lot of dynamics we're adding to it. And then when you come here in the video gaming world, I see what you're saying on that.
Yeah.
Because you're right. There are not a lot of black girls.
Oh, there's not.
Gamers.
Like, I've been looking. Like, I seriously have been looking.
Now lately, I've been running into them everywhere.
Okay.
Like, everywhere. So they are there. They're just underrepresented. And that's what I agree with you. That's not fair.
Yeah.
That they don't want to speak out, and they're like, no, I don't feel like being fucking called this shit everywhere you go. You go into PUBG and fucking you go in the lobby and it's fucking nigger.
Yeah, it's
like,
really annoying.
Shit. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit all day.
No.
What if fucking every time you go in a game and everybody's like, small dicks, all the small dicks.
I know,
here.
right?
I mean, like, it doesn't matter if it hurts you or not. You don't want to hear that shit all day. It's definitely something like noteworthy that, like, damn, I gotta go in this game, man. I gotta hear about how my dick's little, how I'm pissing on my balls all the time. You know, it's one characteristic that's pointed out, and you're right, in this community, it's not supported. You know, this is, I'm not gonna say it's like the highest supported thing ever. It's not. I see people like trying to like excuse it a lot, like, yeah, this girl, you know, she's gonna find it offensive, but you know, I got my things, and but don't underestimate my fucking little hurts in it all, and then just like trump me with your shit, like, oh well. Like, I heard somebody today talking about, like, oh, I wanted to make this sombrero emote and I'm white and they wouldn't let me, and this is just bullshit, you know? Everybody's crying, racist. That's the thing that I don't like. I'm like, hold on. But if you reverse the order, and if everybody's crying against you all the time, everywhere you fucking go, no, people don't want to speak up. People don't feel comfortable. People don't want to, like, just chill in silence, and you find some people you're cool with and try to be cool and try to, like, not to be in the position to defend yourself all the fucking time.
That's how I feel sometimes.
That's what I gave up on. So if there is any African American streamers or gamers or whoever out there, my best advice is to fuck that shit. Like, obviously it's not the highest vote in the totem pole, but I just go with, like, just trying my best to just be who I am authentically, with not defending my position. Like, I don't want to defend my being black all the time. I come on the video game and have a good time. You know, I don't want to sit here and, like, you know, explain myself or whatever, or defend it. Like, you all eat fried chicken, motherfucker. You all eat fucking whatever the fuck you eat. Like, don't act stupid shit. I mean, it's different when somebody's curious versus, like, come on, you are constantly putting me in a position to have to defend myself, and I don't want to do that. So I refuse to do that. And when I put myself out there, however I am, whether I'm quirky or funny or stupid or broke or poor or beautiful, amazing and great, I put all that, like, just like anybody else would, out there. And I think, for me, in my opinion, that's the best way that people can really start to figure out, like, oh, she's just playing the game like me. Oh, dude, yeah, she had a great day like me. She had a great day like me. She fucking won all the shit in the game like me. She didn't win all the shit in the game and rage like me, you know? Because when I rage as a black woman, oh shit, stereotype confirmed, angry black bitch. I'm like, Yeah, suck my angry black dick. And I always tell them suck my dick because I'm also a female, you know? And I have to fight that stereotype. Like, girls can't play video games. Well,
I know, isn't that crazy? And, like, I gotta get your insight on this, too. Is how do you feel when that hate comes from our own people? Because that's the one that's kind of hard for me to tolerate a little bit.
See,
because
that's the thing. When you divide everybody, then we're divided everywhere. And so sometimes another black female might see me as like, oh, that angry ass bitch, you know. You should be more bougie, be more this, be more that. But I don't have to with her, and I don't have to with anybody else. I just have to be my wonderful self. Is all I want to be.
Yeah.
But I do get that.
Frustrating.
It is frustrating, and I'm not gonna. It's frustrating. I won't say very, because if I put myself in the position of it's their loss, you missed out on the chance. You looked at me like in a window that was so tiny that conformed to some whatever the fuck agenda that you had, and it didn't meet the like anything significant to me in my life. So the best I can do is just like, you know what I mean, run based on how I try to be the same me all the time. Like,
I had no choice.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what I'm thinking, like, you know, even positively, like, I'm not gonna say nothing this time because I'm trying to make this friend. Like, we got so much more in common, blah blah. But you know, at the same time, I always don't want to feel like saying that either. I'll be like, look, bitch, you just hurt my feelings. Fuck you, dude. If I hurt your feelings, I'm guarantee you're gonna say some shit or be real implicit and maybe leave my game or whatever. And I thought we're cool, but let me leave the game because you started that and it's not as valued as it is, you know?
See, and I'm glad that you're saying this on the show right now, because I feel like people need to hear this, because they're not necessarily hearing this. All they see sometimes is just the anger part. You know, they see the manifestation of the frustration. They don't actually see how that process gets built up. Because like for me, I stopped doing my show because of that. I just got tired of, I'm like, well, when am I going to be respected or taken seriously like these other, you know, these other streamers are? And it's not a matter of, like, there's no to me, there's no competition there. We all are on here because we have our own unique abilities and things that we have to bring to the table. And I think it's just crazy.
I pay attention to Black concerns. Obviously, every day that I wake up, I got this beautiful tattoo, because I mean, it couldn't just be me, but it's a tattoo on my skin that people don't understand. And the other day I tweeted out to somebody an analogy to help people put it into perspective. And it's a hard thing for us to put it in perspective because, I mean, we grew up with it, we've been dealing with it for so long and everything else. But if you generalize it and make it like a bigger picture of it, you have to remember everybody has their thing. But the problem is, we, like, as minorities, I know the significance in it. I'm not even gonna lie. I really know the significance, and it's detrimental. It really is. But you can't expect them to experience the significance. Like, we take it to such a higher degree, and other people don't, because they can't experience it, and they don't know it. And they probably never met a person like me or you. They probably popped in like, hey, what's up? And then they don't understand the weight of the, and honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. This is gonna go on YouTube. I wouldn't say this out loud because I never would want to give anybody that excuse to think that just because you don't understand it's okay. That doesn't happen with this. It's exploited. It's funny. It's all these things, and I'm just like, dude, it's very fucking hurtful. My defense, I guess, is like, suck my dick. Like, I feel like you're saying, African American girl gamers, that is a very small haystack here around here.
It really is.
Out of
like,
the numbers.
I'm trying to
so I feel like it's like a diamond. It's like we get a lot of pressure from every which way we do anything, and those stereotypes, soon as people don't understand or get it, they run back to those stereotypes. I get it. So that's that pressure. We get those pressure, and we're so small of a community that that pressure builds and it builds, and guess what? Pressure makes diamonds, black diamonds. So don't ever feel less than. But and don't ever stop what you're doing. I love that you're doing this. But
I appreciate.
I did like that. I always try to come support you up, say whatever. I'm riding with you, but it's two different perspectives. I know you're advocating like I want to change, right? Whatever. I'm like, I give a fuck. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm not gonna do shit. I'm gonna sit here and play my game just like every goddamn body else. And if you don't like it, I'll play with the next person that comes along. There's a lot of people playing video games. And everybody's not like that, and I 100% understand that, but I don't know. It is a something. Like, this new game coming out tomorrow is Lawbreakers, and they have an African American girl, one of the players, the characters. They're like, I don't know how many they got, but let's say 6 to 8 characters, and one of them is black, and it's not like that stereotype like big lip boy. She's just bad at, like, they're balanced. The like, let's say ethnic stereotype of the character is balanced, and she's a fucking boss, and all the other characters in the game are equally a boss. And I was so happy to see it. Like, oh, yeah, I want to play this girl, and I literally told everybody out loud. I said, I'm playing it because it's got a black girl in this game.
Proud of himself.
And then it's like a little bit ethnic, like she's a little sassy and shit like that. And I'm like, okay, people call it sassy on one end, and I call it fucking empowered and determined and all that stuff. Things translate to different people different ways. So I really like it, and I'm
I'll have to play Lawbreakers too, because when I heard about that, I was like, oh my gosh, finally.
When it comes to African Americans, we don't get divided up. There's no differentiation. We're all the same.
Black is black, as they would say.
Black is black. But that's not true in real life, and African Americans between each other know the difference. I've been born and raised in the suburbs forever. I don't know. When I go to the city of Chicago when I was growing up, everybody, the black kids would tell me all the time, like, you talk white. And I said, I didn't get it. I didn't pick up on it. I didn't understand. But then they were like being derogatory to me, and I was like, well, whatever. Do you want to play double dutch or not? Like, what the fuck does that matter? And they're like, ugh, you talk so white. And then it turned to you talk so proper. And I was like, well, I didn't misunderstand them. I didn't think they were talking about it, and I was not trying to downgrade them. But that's the influence. You know what I mean? That's coming from another place. Like it's that better than me shit. I didn't approach you with no better than me shit, but you took it wrong. And I'm gonna need you to fix that, because I just want to play double dutch with you. And feel a lot better. But then in other people's eyes, we can't differentiate it. They put us all together, and that's not really fair either. I told you, like, there's our race and class and everything. I'm a poor black person. I grew up poor with no money. Most people in my family don't have no money, but I know a bunch of African American people who do have money, and they're doctors for dads and all that stuff. And I mean, I don't know, like, I can't be like, you came from this or that, but I know, just like I divide my white friends up,
moving as planned.
Like in that kind of way, there is difference, and that's really misunderstood. So that's how we get that. That's how we get that division, because people can't make sense of it.
The reason why I'm talking about it, this is not me saying that, oh, this is how everybody, needs to be, or this is how, people of color are acting like, and all that. That's not why I'm talking about this today. The reason why I'm talking about this today is because I am concerned about the lack of diversity in regards to gaming, in regards to seeing more streamers, and that's outside of women too, to be fair, okay? But I wanted to speak out about it because it was just something that bothered me. Like, we're out here, but it's like we're not being taken seriously. We're the butt of, of some people's jokes and stuff like that. When, for me, gaming is an experience. Like, gaming is something that's not only enjoyable, but I find it to be very educational. And there is a lot of intellectual knowledge that comes from gaming that I don't think a lot of people really always take the time to understand. And the multicultural perspective and approach is definitely one of them. When people of color are talking about their concerns, when the LGBT community or any other groups that feel disenfranchised, to conclude today's episode, if any of these groups are talking, it's not always out of anger. It's not out of hatred per se. It's out of the concern of being misrepresented. And to me, that's why I do what I do with Sin TV now, is because I want to open up a dialogue for everybody to understand each other, okay? Now, at the end of the day, and this is something that I've learned, you know, as I'm getting older here, is that I can't change people's opinions. People are always going to think the way that they're going to think about how they feel about their own personal directives. But I think that anybody who is a true intellectual person is going to be someone that is going to take the time and is willing to listen. So with that, hey, I want to thank all you freaks and geeks for watching. I appreciate it. Of course, you can check me out here on Twitch, twitch.tv, and it's Sin TV Now, so SIN TV Now. You know, I keep it simple. Also, my YouTube is Sin TV Now as well, so you can just search for Sin TV Now. It'll come up. And then also for Twitter, you'll know when I come on when you check out twitter.com @Sin TV Now. So I'm trying to be, you know, all cohesive with it. Once I get my PlayStation 4, I also will make a Sin TV Now account as well, so then you can check me out on there. And I am working on it tomorrow. I am a huge fan of Steam. I love Steam. Steam has such great games that you can play. And I will be working on a Sin TV Now Steam account as well. So you can keep in touch with me. All different social medias. Woo! No. I've been watching way too much Ric Flair. I love Ric Flair. I'm such a huge fan of wrestling. We'll be talking about that too, getting into wrestling. I love women in wrestling as well. So, yeah. So, as you can see, the show is changing and growing. I am working on interviews just like this. And, yeah, this was a great episode. And we will continue to play through the game Stella Deuce, the Gate of Eternity. But the following day coming up, because I'm doing the show every other day, I will be playing. We're going to get right back into Mass Effect and seeing what's going on with Chris Shepard. I have to say, though, for my next game that I'm playing, there were so many funny names that you freaks and geeks came up with. And the one that I'm going to be playing for my next game, absolutely hilarious. I am going to be getting into the whole dating games, and that'll be my next game. They have some really good dating games on Android that are absolutely hilarious. So that's what's going to be coming up in the next, like, couple of days. So with that, I am going to get some rest because I'm sure I look very sleepy, and I need to, as Tamar Braxton would say, get your life. But yeah, I need to get my life though. But like I always say, remember to get smart and stay informed.